Ugh. What up? Balls plus you're gay plus yes. Okay, so we're going to be looking at some big... There we go. Do 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 my bone. We're not gonna read a stupid fucking article because it's gay. We're gonna get it directly from. Do 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 do. I hate Cloudflare. It's gay. It uses too much of the internet. What's up? What's up? What's up, Bitcoin? Okay. We're gonna look at. There's a claim I saw on Burb app that says mullvad not based, and it's kind of funny because we were just looking at mullvad being like mullvad based, now mullvad not based. Is this peak? And all these fucking cryptos, currencies, I don't even know where the fuck. I don't know why the fuck they're like every day I just see some fucking insanely retarded coin that's like, is it gonna get to 3,000? Like, what is this? Smart money accumulated points at the structure of a shifted long-term. What the fuck does this shit even do? Tau shifted from a panic cell to the trading at 300. Guys, if it's 300, it's going to. God, I fucking hate these fucking. All of this is bullshit. Tokenomics is bullshit. Tokenomics is gay. Give me the news. What the? I'm outdated. Mullvad, yes, sir. All tokenomics is fucking lame and untrue. It's just retards looking to stay employed. Is this random cryptocurrency that does nothing going to hit 3,000? Why? That's what I hear. Elite ball knowledge, essentially. And it's not. It's not even. Like I'm like, fuck crypto, all crypto gay, all crypto bad. I forgot to disable notifications yesterday, and your stream notification woke me up. My bad. My notifications are too powerful. which is good. Not gonna lie, because I need to wake up at 5. It's 4 a.m. right now. I'm the elite. What do you? I'm elite alarm ball knowledge. Guys, use my use my. If you live in a different time zone and you have to be up at 5 a.m., use me as the notifications because I will be random too. Thorchain had drains. So Thorchain had a big fucking drain, and they halted, I believe, all transactions. But guys, it's decentralized. Nothing pee pee poo poo could happen. It's kind of good, dude. It's kind of base, guys. Thorchain. Let's integrate Thorchain into our wallets. You know, you can change the full name, that full time in settings. Guys, Thorchain can't be hurt. It's super decentralized. It's super gay. This is what I'm saying, man. This fucking shit wants to get integrated into our wallets because developers think that we need integrated swaps, which if developers do this, they can suck my balls. This is why I do not like all these mobile wallets that are integrating things that we don't need. Let people choose the swap they want. It's their choice, and just keep wallets as is. It's not rocket science. Even if, because the vast majority of people that are asking for this shit, they're fucking retards, and they want convenience over functionality. Sometimes functionality is way more important. This is why I'm feather ball to ball encryption base. Don't forget cha-cha 22. This is why I'm. Thank you, Code. Appreciate it. I need to get like a soundboard for every time someone tips me. It says elite ball knowledge or something. I'll have to figure something out one day. Trademark. Like it'll make every time someone tips anything above 1 cent, it will say elite ball knowledge. We back. The thing is, when you have this kind of bloat that's integrated, it doesn't matter how decentralized it is. You don't know this until it's quite literally done. So it makes me very sus when this is why I'm a Feather wallet enjoyer. They're like, nah, man, we're just going to be a wallet. We're going to route everything through Tor, and we're going to be based. And we're going to work with hardware wallets. Hardware wallets is peak. Guys, is this peak? Hardware wallets is peak a way to spend and use your Monero. Otherwise, it's kind of like you're putting too much trust into the developer and the platform. So Thorchain, not elite ball knowledge. Mullvad has a big oopsie daisy. We're going to read it, apparently. And I kind of think that VPNs shouldn't be VPNs shouldn't be oh, man. W base Skibbity LeBron James. What about James LeBron? Like VPNs are great. So apparently Mullvad's exit IPs are fingerprintable. A fingerprinting vector. We're going to read this, then we're going to get into the Thor chain. Gifted 1 membership, level 1 honeypot. Thank you for the gifted 1 membership. Receive membership gift level 1. Thank you, everyone. Oh my god. It's not even worth it. I don't even offer anything besides shareholder value. Crypto manipulator trader, though. Base. Thank you, crypto manipulator trader. Perry Impressions, 8908. Thank you for the gifted 1 membership, level honeypot. I appreciate everyone who has supported me and the channel. So, Mullvad exit IPs, W team. Thank you, W team. Mullvad exit IPs as a fingerprinting vector. First off, VPNs are great in theory. They have a use case. I think their use case is relatively lackluster, besides the idea that they block ads and they hide your IP address and they take your traffic and put it somewhere else. And that's really about it. It's super cool because there are certain cases where you don't want to you don't want the world to know what your IP address is. And I concur that at the bare minimum, that's the best thing what it can do. This is like definitely an oversimplification. I think depending on your threat model, there are far better solutions like using Hunix, using Tails, using I2P, or using something that actually preserves your privacy through a very good and relatively concrete protocol, mixed with OPSEC. VPNs, again, I will never say that they are worthless and don't have their place, but I think they are always overextended and overextended on what they actually do. You are transferring the trust, and you are transferring the trust to the company. The company A could be really poor with their security and not really care about the protocol. They could have implementations that don't actually protect your privacy, and worst off, they could have pretty much maybe hypothetically an unsolvable way that could theoretically leak your information, like something like this. Say that Mullvad's exit IPs are only 5 or 6 in the world. Those are easy to then figure out who is exiting from them based on a lot of factors. But if law enforcement and or a hacker has a good amount of time and money on their time, BlackRock, AstroTurf, Mullvad exit relays to extract maximum shareholder value. Base. That's all what I'm here for. What up, Evo Dojo? I mentioned you yesterday, and there was a reason. There was something. Oh, we were talking about robot vacuums, and I was like, Evo Dojo should make his own vacuum. But don't forget to write it in Rust, the more superior, the more superior, coding language. If you can't do Rust, it's a skill issue. And then what was it? There was something else. It was kind of funny too. Yo, Broseph, what's good, homie? We're looking at the Thor chain hack and Mullvad exit IPs as fingerprintable. It was also I was looking at what do you call it? Sheet. I was looking at what do you call it? Fuck. It was something related to. Void Linux actually supports ZFS and encrypted ZFS integration and something else. It was kind of cool. So you should use Void Linux now because it's based and it supports encrypted ZFS, yeah. And sir, I run with scissors C++ 17. As a C++ haters because there's no C minus minus. I agree. There was something else. Oh yeah, I took your advice on the let's fucking go Void. God, I really wish I could. Hold on, my autism's kicking in. No, not XFS. Damn it. Kali Linux. Kali Linux is okay. There's actually something. There's a project that allows you to do this. Hold on. ZF boot menu. This is what it is. This is a way. It's called ZF boot menu. It's like a way to make it work. I don't know how I came across this besides the fact of this, but it was pretty cool. And then I took your advice on the Nostr. Kali Linux is actually pretty based, besides the fact that it's based on Debian. So now, when you go into Nostr, it tells you what everything does. When you hover over it, it tells you what it does. Like this post, comment. We have a chat now. We have public rooms, and you can pause the feed. So even Dojo's 666 now has to get on Nostr. I'm answering people's Parrot Cal. I like Parrot for Wi-Fi pen testing. I think Parrot is better for Wi-Fi pen testing. And I'd probably adapt the Debian ZFS root install guide for Void. It is probably not too different. But it has the word Debian in it. Holy fuck, it's a honeypot. Cool. Oh, nice updates on your Nostr client. I'll have to give it a try. Yeah. Anyone want to test out Nostr, please. I'm probably going to change the name to something else, to something different that I got suggested. It's going to be called like MySpace, Nostr Space. Parrot Home Edition is really good for development. Yeah, it's pretty good. I actually unironically liked Fedora's security edition, but it's so bloated that it's kind of a problem. I've always been an advocate, if you actually want to learn like Wi-Fi pen testing or like hacking or anything, it's better off just to build the tools yourself so you can learn to live off the land. And it actually teaches you a lot about how like computers work. You really can't, there's nothing wrong with being a script kiddie, but you really can't understand, you don't have to be a developer, but knowing how to read Python code, knowing how to read C, know how to reading .NET, knowing how to read JavaScript or something like that, that tremendously helps you because these are used in a lot of these systems. I'm not saying you have to know these to be a hacker. There's so many paths in hacking that you can just focus on Wi-Fi pen testing, but then you should understand like the network stack, like how networks work, the OSI model, even though it's somewhat people say it's outdated, and I kind of agree. I did some Wi-Fi stuff in college on the EEPC and AirCrack-NG. AirCrack-NG is goated. It's still very recommended. There's a ton of different projects out there that have improved upon it, and then nowadays it's all about Flipper Zero and other EPS cards. I do want to get the Postmark RFID tool. Flipper Zero is cool. It's definitely made some improvements, but it's kind of a gimmick. I have one. I remember when they were like, people were like, this can hack a gas station, and like, no, that's just retarded. But I would say mostly I think what Flipper Zero teaches you is what radio frequencies are out there and how to get started. I think it's a good starter tool, and it's totally worth the money. Like, it's a great tool. Like, you can actually use it as a FIDO, you can use it as a FIDO key. I actually have it for one of the reasons I used it as a FIDO key. So I'd plug it into like my computer, and that's how I would do two-factor authentication, which was pretty sick. Nostr is actually interesting. Nostr is interesting. I think people hate Nostr because they say there's no users, but that's a bunch of bullshit. Stay away from government buildings and you'll be all right. Yeah, for sure. There's some Obviously, never crack anything that's illegal, but do your own network. If you actually want to learn how to hack your own Wi-Fi. Yeah, oh, I saw the gas station thing. There's a good DEF CON talk on how much you can do with them. It's not insignificant. Yeah, it's not insignificant. It's definitely there. There's definitely a lot you can do, especially with cracked versions of like the default software, like Modder and stuff like that. 100%, it's a good tool to learn. I think it's a great tool to learn, especially like Bluetooth. Like if you want to get into Bluetooth hacking, Wi-Fi cracking, RFID cracking. Obviously, cars are a little bit car hack. It's a good way to introduction into car hacking, and then you don't realize, oh my God, there's so many radio waves around me that I didn't even know existed. And surprisingly, a lot of companies still use RFID badges, no encryption, or there's no rolling. Hell yeah, in college, 2008, I would run Nmap against my own network. Yeah, you cracking your own Wi-Fi, cracking your own passwords is a completely legal, good environment. There's also, for the people that actually want to get into this, there's something called vuln, I believe. Yes. So vuln is, this is a great resource. If you ever want to get into hacking, vuln is great. This is perfect. Nmap goes that far back. Oh yeah, Nmap is still a very loved tool too. I mean, Nmap has a whole fucking, like their whole website is dedicated to understanding. Nmap and Wireshark are very goated. But if you want to learn hacking and you have a server or a computer laying around or a Raspberry Pi, you can actually make it vulnerable on purpose. It gives you virtual machines, and you can actually do legal hacking on your own network. If you want to learn networking, there's GS3. Oh man, I can't spell. GNS. If you really want to learn networking, this is another great free tool. GNS3, it teaches you, like, you can simulate networks. It's great. It's free and open source. It's awesome. I love both these tools. I use them a lot to, like, especially in the beginning when I wanted to go down understanding, because I was running a Mastodon server at one point, and I wanted to go down how to actually secure my server and not read a fucking article. All you have to do is FW firewall and change the port of SSH and my balls, and then you realize it's actually bad advice 99% of the time. These blogs are like really bad. Even generic wise, they're bad, like relatively. If you have a front facing server, actually understanding how to set up like network rules, how to set up a firewall, how to set up like user spaces and make sure that like privileged access can't get at, it's beyond SSH. Everyone, they always look at the weakest, laziest, time-consuming bullshit that you learn nothing from. Just going forward, once you understand, and then you should always pen test your own server. I mean, constantly. What's wrong with it? Where can I improve? I mean, there's tons of free tools out there to do that too. That's like generally my advice. Like Glowstar will eventually, I will publish the source code. I haven't yet. It's not for a security reason. It's because I'm lazy. I do think that free and open source is great, and people should be able to go through it, audit it, be like, hey, here's this problem, here's this bug. So I embrace people to look at the code and see anything that's looming or glaring from a security standpoint. And I also want more and more people to use it because I think it allows us it's really for me at the end of the day. I hate to say it like that, but it's really for me because I want to make a Nostr client that I've always wanted. Whether it's vibe coded or not is not the important part. That's the good thing about quote unquote vibe coding or like coding with AI is you can look at the code before it gets released. You can learn more about code And most importantly, you can build things that you couldn't probably build yourself, like for other people. There might be even a reason to build this just for myself, and then like I don't ever have to release it to the public or have anyone use it or anything. That's the great part. It's then I would be taking the risk, like all the risk, etc., etc. But there are things that like I'm like, hey, I want an interface for this specific open source project. Let me find a way to make something for that. That's all it is. It's never to make money or be like a shill and act like I coded this like myself and like this is the greatest thing. Like anyone that wants to make their own client this way, absolutely do it. But don't take credit for it acting like I'm never. I mean, it's just HTML, JavaScript, and unfortunately JavaScript and CSS. Could I go learn HTML? Yes. Do I want to? No. HTML sucks. It's boring. It's the gayest of all languages. And I hate JavaScript. I also hate CSS. But I did see a couple people make some like games in like pure CSS. I have an idea for a topic you and I can cover. Yeah, for sure. If it's balls, I'll do it. Elite ball knowledge. Aerodynamics. Oh, damn. I need to edit this shit. I really can't spell. I'm retarded. Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, free and open source. Who is? I think you were telling me you're the one that uses. You don't use Unity. You use something else, right? All my homies hate JavaScript for real. XXC. Yeah. I wonder. Actually, yeah. What information? What information does Unity or Unreal even collect? And then, I mean, if... Huh. I wonder if her game engine is done. Reject? I've never even thought about that. Yeah, I've never thought about Unity or Unreal collecting all this information or anything. That would be cool. There we go. Pseudo love me, baby. She's making her own game engine. It's like, I just want to code and make games, not bow down to some sort of data collecting engine. I use Raylib. Unity blows. They force you to register and log in as a user. They collect everything, I bet. For real? Oh, yeah, I believe it. I have Unreal, and I hit Unreal as such bloatware. That's interesting, not gonna lie. Yeah, there's so this is a really cool developer. She's making her own engine. She like live streams it. It's pretty based actually. She's writing her own game engine in Vulkan and C++. Very based. I know about her. She's making a thing with Vulkan. I've caught some of it. She's very impressive. Yeah. Very. I mean, making her own game engine is probably its own fucking thing. I mean, I could never be a game developer. I'm too retarded. There's also Tokyo Spiff. Check him out as well. Oh, okay. OpenGL Vulkan Okay. This looks based. Your stream is 12 hours, 5 minutes, but YouTube cut it at 11 hours, 55 minutes, which is exactly when they cut another one of my streams and it went at 11. This man knows ball. OpenGL Vulkan Game Engine Dev, the godfather of Part 2. Oh, okay. Oh, he plays guitar. I can't really look. I need to do 3D. It's more popular than my second. Oh, there's roguelike. Oh, nice. Yeah, 3D is kind of cool. I'm not super I don't have a huge understanding of OpenGL and Vulkan in terms of like the game development section of it. But I know like it's one of those things that it's probably like if I were to sit there for a couple hours, I could probably figure it out. Oh, so it's just graphics. The Vulkan website has OpenGL. Wiki these nuts. We need these nuts. Oh, okay, based. Wiki is. Like games coming to life is from code is truly an amazing thing, to be completely honest. And I would say, even hypothetically, I would say it's very cool that a game can just, you just put in code and it's like, boom, it works. Like it just like it's a very cool concept. Like I don't understand Vertex shader. I don't get it. And sometimes even game developers like come to me and they're like, we don't get it either. We just do it. So if I understand correctly, OpenGL is like bloated as fuck, and Vulkan, Metal, etc. are more like low-level attempts to fix OpenGL's problems, but 3D in general is just hard as fuck talking to your GPU. Oh, okay. So like it's hard to directly talk to your GPU. So I'm assuming OpenGL is from games to virtual reality, mobile phones, and so I'm assuming OpenGL is the bridge between your GPU and your code. Like it's like an interpreter. Like you're speaking French, unfortunately, and your GPU is speaking American, and OpenGL is like the bridge to make them work. Why don't you just learn assembly, man? Guys, just learn assembly. Assembly would solve all this. Think about the performance you would get. The guy that Roller Coaster Tycoon, he did it in assembly back in the day. Actually, Roller Coaster Tycoon is a masterpiece once you really... Yeah, and in Microsoft Land, it's DirectX, Direct 3D, it used to be. Oh, okay. Interesting. I figured. But assembly solves all this, right? Right, guys? Based if true. See, I love learning. That's elite ball knowledge. Huh. I do think that, I mean, I know a little x86, Intel, and AT&T syntaxes, a little MIPS 5, PlayStation 2 architecture, and a little ARM, Nintendo DS, and Chromebooks. Chromebooks is Gen 2 adjacent. I I tried learning like assembly. Like it's cool. I learned a little bit like how to write Hello World and like how it kind of works. It's very interesting. I know where you are now. I know who you are now. You're Sam Hyde. That's funny. Of all people, Sam Hyde's balding though, so assembly is also hard and totally different from more normal programming. You got to tackle everything slowly to make code go fast. I assume, yeah, assembly is really hard. You have to be autistic, like a different level of autism to even tackle it. I watch people like do stuff in assembly, and it's honestly, I understand they can see it and I can't, and if I spent enough time learning it from the right person, I could learn it. Like anyone can learn anything. You just got to have the time and the motivation. What up with mullvad? We'll get to that in a minute. But I'm assuming, yeah, like assembly is probably the like if you know assembly, you unlocked huge balls in programming. And it's obviously more quote unquote dangerous because the amount of access that it gets. I watch some like assembly enjoyers, and I'm just like, this is like you guys are just writing a calculator programming a program to do calculation like calculator. It's too much. It's too many lines already. But the TLDR uncommon sense is that mullvad is exit IPs could be considered fingerprintable. We'll read that right now. So mullvad, this was written in 2026, 5/14, so yesterday or something like that, whatever day it was. So yeah, yesterday. Mullvad is one of the few VPN providers that offer multiple exit IPs for its servers. If two people connect to the same server, they will usually end up with different public IPs. C++ OpenGL works for making 3D games, hence Raylib. You can compile it to web and run 3D games in your browser now. You don't need Unity or Godot. What's wrong with Godot, man? Or Unreal 3D? I thought Godot was like what's the other one that's for Go or like Rust? I think it's Bird or something. Birdie. Okay. If two people connect to the same server, they will usually end up with different public IPs, and they also accept an arrow, which is based. With only 578 servers compared to Proton VPN's 20,000, this is kind of vertical scaling makes sense to avoid cramming too many servers onto one IP, which would be a problem on sites with overzealous IP blocks and rate limits. Surprisingly, the exit IP you are given is not randomized each time you connect to the server, but deterministically you pick one based on your WireGuard key, which rotates 1 to every 30 days, unless you use a third-party client, in which case it never rotates. That's not good. People have also said that VPNs, you should never use the same exit, never the same country, consistent. Just like in Tails OS, you should never do two different things at the same time. You should log into Tails OS, do the thing, exit, shut down, and then re-enter, do the thing, and exit. That is the price. People need to stop being lazy. You know what I mean? If they care about maintaining a high level of OPSEC, which is interesting. I didn't know this, actually. But wait, if each server assigns you independently picks static exit IP, wouldn't just a few of those be enough to uniquely identify among every mullvad user? We asked the question if it's based. I wrote a script that repeatedly changed my pub key and fetches exit IPs for the set of 9 servers, leaving it running for night produced data points for 3,650 pub keys, which is enough to map out the exit IP range for each server. 60, 11, 8, 31, 66, 91, 59, 13, 11. If you think about it, that's not a lot. The pool size adds up to over 8.2 trillion exit IP combinations for those servers. So you think each pub key would assign a unique combination of IPs since the odds of collision are so astronomically low, and you think 8 trillion is astronomically high when it comes to millions of people connecting at once. That number becomes much lower. And yet somehow all the pub keys I tested were assigned just one of the 248 combinations. What's going on here? Different IPs, same proportion. You can calculate numerical position for an exit IP by counting the distance from pool starting IP. 53 to 1. Now, if you're talking IP positions for any of the 248 combinations linked above, you divide them by pool size and common ratio emerges. Ratio, pool size, position, blah, blah, blah. Math. Each IP lands with the same percentile of its pool in the case of the 81st. Feature or bug. Curiously, the servers CSLWG001 and that word I'm not going to say consistently shared IP index with each other across all 284 observable IP combinations. The thing is they have in common is a pool size of 11, and this gives us a clue about what's happening in any language. If you initiate an RNG with a static seed, a rand I don't know what a rand is, guys. Between call with the same bounds will always produce the same result. Use rand. I only know this because of like Rust kind of. Oh, this is Rust. Rust code mentioned, guys. Use rand. I think rand is random. Watch out, Octagon. Here it comes. It's funny. Yeah, this is Rust. Use rand. I think that was like random generation or ring. Seed label rand RNG. Rand rings std RNG. That's function main let, and that's letting. This is where's my Rust brain at? Let seed equal 1 2 3 4 for in. This is like let this happen for and then remember in Rust you always have to close out with this or you argue with the borrow checker. Let mute. This is mutable. RNG seed ring sync from user seed, and then anything in parentheses I believe correlates to let mute, and then let mut, and then obviously the little colon let number, RNG random range, and then print. This is going to print the number. We'll always print 56. Rust based, guys. So the share index between these two servers indicate that mullvad is probably using some sort of seed-based RNG, which is, I think, random number generator. I think that's what RNG stands for, to pick an exit IP index where the seed is public key or possibly the tunnel address, and the upper boundary perimeter is the pool size. This is fairly straightforward, but what happens when the bounds are changed? Use random number generator seed RNG, use rand rings RNG, function main, okay, blah, blah, blah. As it turns out, the entropy pool of RNG is unaffected by the bounds you provide. And at least in Rust, the same floats is generated on each first call and uses as a multiplier scale for the bounds. Like, so main, round, max, min, float. This may be a giant oversimplification. This lines up with the behavior we've seen in mullvad's exit IP picking algorithm, so it's safe to say that this is the cause of it. Rust as the backend language makes sense too, considering that the client side is all written in it. The thing is, almost none of my programming friends were able to accurately describe what random range would produce in the second code snippet, and the actual behavior took me by surprise too. It's reasonable to think that each increment to the bounds would skew with entropy and result in a different number, even though it's not what happened. Is it possible that mullvad devs shared this common misconception while actually intended for there to be an unbound number of exit IP combinations? I don't know, but it's a funny thought. Correlating identities. I made a tool that can can deduce the minimum and maximum float value for any given combination of IPs available at this thing. Mullvad seed estimator. The particular set of IP screenshots resolved to a float between 029009 and 2943 for a difference of 0.43, I mean 0.43, which means that 0.34% of mullvad users share these IPs. At a ballpark estimate of 100,000 active mullvad users, this equates to 340 users. This is definitely not as unique as I originally thought, but at the same time, 99% accuracy is really not that bad. As an example, imagine that you're a moderator on a forum and you suspect that a new face is actually a sock puppet of a user you banned the day prior. You check the IP logs and disputing the different mullvad despite using different mullvad servers, both accounts resolve to the overlapping float range and blah blah. That gives you a 99% chance that they are the same person. And even that 1%, like just that 1%, that's crazy. 99% chance is crazy, actually. Now that this applies to IP logs obtained through a data breach and some legal channels, you have to see how you could get de-anonymized behind a VPN through similar correlation attacks. Avoid switching servers for more than once per public key. Force rotate your public key by logging out of the mullvad app. So if you have, it seems like the only way to protect yourself is when you're done, log out of the mullvad app, obviously save your account, and then re-log in, and then switch servers. But you have to remember a few things. VPNs only go so far. You, the user, needs to take the responsibility of, and I'm not blaming people, but you as the user should never take the tools and use them to protect your anonymity to the highest degree. You should never take your tools and assume that you are safe. It is an illusion, and it's kind of bad. If this ends up being true, or a nothing burger, it might be a nothing burger. I think it's kind of a nothing burger. If this even is true and accurate, you have to take into account that VPNs will only protect your identity so much. If your IP leaks, so what? If you know what I mean, to a certain degree. But if you're doing things that are maybe illegal in your country, then you probably shouldn't be relying on a VPN. You should be relying on something like Hunix or Tails or CubesOS using Hunix or Kick Secure. Anything that increases security and you having good operational security should also go into the scope of having better anonymity. I'm not saying that mullvad is bad. This is kind of an L for them if this is actually super accurate and there's no workaround, or it's really about how they act when this is put in front of them. If they find a solution that fixes it, or they just say, hey, this is just how the software works, this is how we mitigate it, I'm all for it. But if they just deflect it and say, oh, it's a user or it's FUD or whatever, when it's not, when it actually is a problem, that's more of the issue. Sorry, I missed what happened in mullvad. God damn it. I guess the TLDR is mullvad. Mullvad's exit IPs and their algorithm could be hypothetically de-anonymizing people because the way it picks randomization and the way Rust works and the way that their limited exit nodes work. It could be just a unfortunate design issue that they can't fix immediately, or it could be maybe malicious. People say it's a honeypot. I don't really think so. Mullvad's been taken to court on so many occasions that it's kind of like, why would they I'm not saying it's out of the case. It 100% can be, but why would they go to court multiple times to say, like, no, we don't have anything, to being like a honeypot? It would be kind of insane. I would say if you're going to use mullvad, exit the app. Obviously, you already wrote the account number. Exit the app, log out, and then relog in, and then never use the same exit entry and exit node. And make sure that you paid with Monero. And most of the time, like if you're on like a cellular network or an MVNO, obviously like it's a random IP address anyways. So you could take that at face value. I mean, it's depending like who's your wireless provider and how much information they have about you. You know, there's always layers to it. So if you're going to use mullvad, just take some extreme caution until someone either comes up with a solution or an answer for this in general. I think would be the best option. Thorchain. Thorchain hack drains 100 million as Rune drops 10%. Zach XBT. The Thorchain hack may have topped 10 million in assets moved across Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Bussy Chain, and Base. Unfortunately, it's not based, so it's pretty good. Rune dropped 10% over the after Zach XBT and Peak Shield tracked hacker-linked wallets and Arkham tagged Thorchain exploiter wallets holding BTC and Ethereum and other stolen assets. Thorchain hack losses may exceed 10 million. Rune drops. Who cares? This guy's not real. This was the funds were later swapped to ETH. Zach XBT first estimated he lost above 7.4 million. He later updated the figure and said they stole the total stolen amount from Thorchain hack may now exceed 10 million. Blockchain security from PeckShield also reported the attack. It estimated the attacker stole about 336 BT worth nearly 3 million, and the firm also tracked another 7 million assets, Ethereum, BM chain. See, the thing is, if you are touting at, I believe Thorchain is vibe coded. If I'm not, this isn't like vibe coding. Hey, if you understand coding and you use AI to help you code to be faster in production, whatever. But I think they said that this is completely vibe coded. So keep that in mind when you use Thorchain. This whole like idea that Thorchain is gonna integrate with Monero, it's to me, you know, some people have like a bullshit detector. I have a ball detector. My balls start to tingle, and I'm like Spider-Man with balls, where my balls tingle in the back, and it's like, this doesn't seem right. Something's off here. Monero has always standed on its own, and it does not need some bullshit integration to work. It's very simple. It's a simple concept. Monero is fungible because it's private. It's private because of the math. The math checks out. I mean, I don't know how to make it any more simple than that. We don't need to BRB. We don't need to overcomplicate Monero. Monero works. It just works. It doesn't need these complicated swaps. Gonna take a shower based as you should. No stinky no stinky pee pee poo poo unshowered people allowed. Shower good, water based, cleanliness cool. The thing is, Monero doesn't need these complicated systems for people to be like, I need to use Monero, so I gotta use this crazy DEX that's like super hyper gay liquid to work. It doesn't work like that. Monero has funneled probably millions of dollars through the ecosystem without any of this. It's not a competition to find the next centralized exchange, decentralized exchange. It's just silly. But yeah, BRB based. It's theater at this point. It's honestly a theatrical thing. People need to touch grass. Look, Monero's simple. It works, and you can do peer-to-peer. You don't need a complicated setup for it to work. You don't need this swap integration for it to work. It's never has been needed, and Monero has done fine. Is price action kind of low for what it's valued? Sure. Is it sad that it's harder and harder to get to buy it? Sure. Like it's like I've never had an issue. I don't own any Monero, but I've never had an issue obtaining any. It's honestly very easy to understand. Monero was always based, though. At least some of us talk about it. The thing is, like, Monero is based. It's very easy to understand. It's a cryptocurrency that allows public and private. It works off ring signatures. It allows public trading while staying private. It's very easy. It's very easy to understand. I think people are trying to over-engineer an already relatively good cryptocurrency that already works. They want to be like, I want the swap integrate. I want to be able to swap Cumcoin and pump my balls dot pump to Monero. You know what I mean? Like it's like silly at this point. But I digress. Wow. I must grab some H2O. I'll be right back, guys. I'm back. So, when next time you're chilling on Twitter, don't go out of your way to think that hey, this is a cool, neat project. Let me integrate it into my wallet. Let me ask the internet what it thinks, because you're always going to get some fucking insane answer. Wow. Fun fact: Monero means money in Spanish or Italian. Actually, sir, it means coin. Yeah, no, it's, and we don't know who the creator is, which is based. The creator was so based he disappeared. He's like, all right, I'm gonna head out, guys. I did something. The idea of private digital money is not a new concept. If you go back to the 80s, there was something called eCash. I believe eCash got banned. Yeah, but fuck Thorchain, it's gay, actually, and you shouldn't trust it. And anyone even better than yeah, for real. I wanted to be known, I never trusted Thorchain from the beginning. I read it, it was a cool idea, but the cost to run a node is expensive. I don't care about the rune, and quite literally, I never once wanted it integrated into a wallet at any point. Even if the concept is cool, just because I think the concept is cool doesn't mean I like it or endorse it or I think it's a good idea. There's a lot of cool concepts out there. But this essentially was. This was the first cryptocurrency, guys. eCash was conceived by David Chaum as an anonymous cryptographic electronic cash system in 1982. It was realized through the corporation DigiCash and as used as a micropayment system at one U.S. bank from 1995 to 1998. He published the idea of anonymous what if he was the actual Monero maker, guys? What if he is the Monero? He just made Monero. He was so pissed that didn't work out. He just made Monero. It'd be kind of funny. Lee. Lee Low. So, let's see. Why does he have a super beard? All Linux users have a super beard. You can't escape it. Richard Stallman beard. Mega chin. He's like the Crimson Chin. Richard Stallman beard. Bruce Schneider. Schneider on security. Beard. Why are all Linux users bald? That's the real question. DT, bald. Eli, the computer guy, bald. What's the other guy? What's his name? Luke Smith, bald. Joe from Monero 1, bald. Let me think of other bald Linux users. This is so stupid. Jeff Bezos, bald. No, that was my Coinbase guy, bald. Why are all villains bald? Now villains, that makes sense. We can even do an online note system real quick. Bald people and being a villain. This is such a fucking dumb idea. Okay. Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan's pretty evil. Jeff B, bald. Wait, bald villains. Bald villains. Okay, Dr. Evil. Bald. Jeff Bezos, bald. Joe Rogan, bald. Damn it. Joe from Monero 1, bald. I'm not saying he's evil, but he just happens to be bald, and the federal government thinks Monero is evil, so it's not his fault he's bald. Sam Bent, bald. Again, I'm not saying he's evil. I'll put these in a separate category. Bald, but not evil. I would say, unless in the eyes, Britney Spears was okay. It wasn't her fault. Britney Spears was under an insane contract that forced her pretty much no autonomy over her rights, and it's kind of fucked up. I'm gonna say she's not bald or evil, and she doesn't even. I think to this day she still doesn't have her own rights to herself. Bald but not evil, unless you ask the government. Isn't Kenny from Menta Alo? Is he bald? Evil Dojo, bald, evil. Okay, Evil Dojo. That's messed up. Yeah, if you don't know about the Britney Spears whole her losing her own right. It's an insane rabbit hole to go down to. She's actually, I don't even blame Britney Spears for her life. Like, most people can be like, oh, it's your fault. I mean, she was a child star. You have, as a child, before 18, you have no rights. You have no rights. You have no ability to consent. You have no ability to your own autonomy. And you can act like, oh, they're a teenager. They can speak up. They can do all these things. Again, you have no rights. You are not a person until you become 18 in America. In America, you have no rights. You have no choice. You can say they have choice, but you don't have a choice. You have to listen to your parents. It's required. They can just make shit up. They're gonna believe the adult over the child. I mean, there's a lot of social problems with that, but that's beyond the point. And again, kids don't have the ability to consent, and because they don't, they are in a position where they're like, they don't know what they're doing is wrong. I'm not saying oh, they're kids. They're like 19. You're an adult. You know the difference between right and wrong at that point. I'm talking about people that are like child stars. Child stars always get the shitty end of the stick. Does this have a bottle opener? Me questioning if something has a bottle opener that I didn't know that had one. All keychains should have built-in bottle openers. I think this does, and I just didn't know. Oh, it does. Based! And I didn't know. Harry Potter. Wait, the stoner? No. Wait, who's the guy that, you can't say his name. He's bald. Oh, wait, I forgot a 6 in here. Evo Dojo, bald. Wait, is Evo Dojo bald by choice or bald by hair, by genetics? If you're bald by choice, then I don't know if I could even call you bald. You're just choosing to be bald. But if you're balding and you choose to shave your head, then I agree. Because if you are balding, shave your head. Listen, nobody cares. Nothing is worse than seeing someone with 3/4 of their fucking hair on their head, and they're trying to hang on to some the worst haircut on the planet. Schmeagol. Both. Oh, okay. Schmeagol. Schmeagol is bald. Voldemort. Voldemort? Why is there a fucking T at the end of that? I hate English. Balding. Voldemort. I'm balding, so I shave my head on purpose. Fair. But you're doing the right thing. So I wouldn't even put you under bald villain. You're bald because you're making the right decision, and you're I'm balding, so I'm going to shave my head. It's the right thing to do. Me with a full head of hair. It's the right thing to do, guys. Just be bald. Lex Luthor. Yeah, Lex Luthor. Whoa. Isn't that the guy? No, that's Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is bald, but he has a justification to be pissed. And I think Lex Luthor does too, but I'm going to go with Lex Luthor bald. So, Mr. Freeze is bald, but Mr. Freeze was only looking for the cure for his wife. Look, I'm not saying everything he's doing is right, but I don't blame him. The Rock is bald. And he's kind of a villain if you think about it. That motherfucker, his cheat day is 80,000 calories. He's guys, my cheat day, I'm going to eat 4 pizzas and 18 pancakes and 4 scoops of ice cream and balls. The Penguin, he's bald? Wait, which Penguin? Are we talking about the Penguin from Gotham or the Penguin? But the Penguin kind of has a justification to be pissed. But understandable. Oh, wait, hold on. I would say bald unless you ask the government. Luke Smith. I understand DistroTube. DistroTube, it's not his fault that he's bald. He's not evil, but he kind of... wait. Bald? But kind of sucks. I would say bald and kind of sucks as its own category. Like, you're bald and you kind of suck, but you're not evil. I would say bald, but not evil. The guy is a phony. The Rock. Okay. I mean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, look, if you saw Jumanji 2 and that's what made you hate him, I understand. If you saw Tooth Fairy and you're like, you know what? This is a reason to hate him, I get it. But like his cheat day just pisses me off. What else? What other bald people? Bald but kind of sucks. DistroTube. I mean, Kenny's black. I don't know if he even grows his hair out. I don't think he's ever been bald. Who else? The bald guy from Despicable Me 3. But he's kind of like justified why he's... I'll put him in bald, but not evil. Like, bald, we need... wait, hold on. Well, bald, but justified. I'm hungry now. At cheat day, IRL. His cheat day is yeah, for real. But his cheat day is fucking stupid. It's like, I'm gonna eat 18 pizzas and four pints of ice cream and balls, and it's like, dude, come on. Like, I'm gonna consume 80,000 calories. Like, you kind of suck for that. All the minions aren't real people, though. It sounds so fucked up. That sounds so bad when you think about it. The minions aren't real people, guys. They don't have a soul. I mean, garden gnomes. Bald but justified why they're mad. The annoying orange. Oh my god, that's an evil person. Little baby's ice cream video game guy evil. What? That's such a wild sentence structured together. Patrick from the Ocean cartoon. Okay, Patrick's not bald. Actually, they're all bald, kind of in that show. Animals, except for the fish, but I think that's like kind of like an irony. Little baby's ice cream video game evil. Video guy evil. What an interesting sentence to put together. Because Plankton's bald, and he's actually evil. But is he really evil? Plankton's not kind of like misunderstood. I mean, he just wants the Krabby Patty secret formula. Ooh, Jason Statham. Jason Statham is bald. Bald, but not evil, unless you ask the government. I would say Jason Statham is under here. But he's British, that kind of hurts. Thanks. I don't know how Squidward. Okay, Squidward objectively is bald. I'll agree there. Bald, but justified with a mad. Squidward, I kind of agree. He's not really the villain. He's kind of like, I get why he's mad. He's bald. He's a failed musician, and SpongeBob is his neighbor. Okay, Enderman's not bald. He's fucking just shaving his head. That was the style. I'm not gonna say he's bald. Shaved. There is like that meme. Oh, where is it? This is actually like peak internet. Yeah.
What you need is a tough hairdo. No one gets it.
Because, like, they're all bald right here. Alright, Pitbull's not even fucking evil. Mr. Worldwide? Mr. Worldwide. Alright, come on, Mr. Worldwide. Don't say you don't know Mr. Worldwide. He's not a villain, but I will agree. I'll agree he's on the list. Mr. Worldwide. No, he's definitely under the bald but not evil unless you ask the government. Pinball is evil. Yes. Pinball, like the game? I would say Sam Bent bald, but not evil. Luke Smith. Oh, wait. Luke Sith. Jason Statham.
Couldn't get in, huh? What you need is a tough hairdo. No one gets into the double X without a tough hairdo.
I disagree. I saw a guy going in there and he was bald.
I saw that guy. He wasn't bald. He had a shaved head. Shaved. That's a hairdo. Case closed. Hey, where'd he go?
CIA Pitbull is a psyop. Is this true? Mike Benz is evil. I don't know who Mike Benz is. Oh my god. People think Pitbull is a psyop. That's awesome. I love the super schizophrenic ideas. Who's Mike Benz? He is bald. We'll have to read that in a minute, but I'm very interested in this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is... Yes, a shaved head is considered a hairstyle and has become quite popular in the... What the fuck? This is how we want to look. This is the future. This is the future liberals want, guys. And I'm for it. Manly looking women. We don't want no more feminine women, guys. Feminine woman gay. Manly woman straight. All right, hold on. Is Pitbull a psyop? My thoughts below. 100%. Anyone who disagrees is a fucking racist piece of shit. That's kind of a... Can you explain that? No, it's classified. That's What an interesting thread. This is forever on the internet, guys, by the way. This is only from the last, 4 years. Which is kind of crazy. Someone was 4 years ago, they're like, I think Pitbull is a... I just want to know if this is Perry Jameson 8909. Hip-hop was a psychological operation invented by the CIA in 1980s. John Homestead, a retired CIA agent, admitted that hip-hop was a psychological operation invented by the CIA in the 1980s, and that the agency directed and funded famous performers including NWA, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. The government at the time spent serious money on the operation and designed it to corrupt young people and sow division. At the time, we understood that music was a powerful propaganda tool for young people. Yeah, I know, right? We even infiltrated mainstream radio to promote music and get the word out to millions of people every day. He admitted that famous songs by the iconic NWA band were even written by a team of military propagandists and the CIA psychologists. Houston claims that the psychological operations was extremely successful, and it's hard to argue with that. It wasn't invented, it was corrupted. The music started off positive. This is an important aspect of any grassroots movement. They funded it, yeah. I mean, if true, cool. Kind of funny. Well, I mean, industry plants are definitely a thing. We definitely come across places where musicians are exploding a little too well. I don't like to use the word industry plant to the degree because anyone can say it. They paid docs to be a part of the ops. Nuts. Are you talking about Dr. Dre? I mean, it would have surprised me if that's a real thing. I would be more impressed that it made it this far. Exactly. The roots of hip-hop go easy back to the disco era. There's also a remix culture where grassroots musicians stole samples from everyone and anyone just to have fun with it. The philosophy is, I don't know about NWA. NWA is a very popular hobby, Athonia. The industry had a co-opt and replaced the remix movement with their own version. The recording industry said too. Exactly. Hip-hop started with a positive grassroots message. See, I didn't invent hip-hop, but I don't see how it's far-fetched to think that they would popularize plus promote gangster rap artists as a way to slow down division in black communities just to create a drug and sex trafficking market through advertising and songs. Bobby Athenoia. I don't know who that is. Oh, he's Australian? I'm already disappointed. And he's 31. And he's from Melbourne. But there's definitely industry plants that project music into the mainstream media, and you kind of are what? How did they get here? I've never heard a single song. No one's talking about them, yet they're trending on the Billboard. Yeah, I need to see this. Oh, man. New American government. Bobby. These are some interesting thoughts. I'll be back. Okay. John Travolta is bald, and he's part of the cult. John Travolta is a crazy one. If you think about it, he looks good. I mean, I hate to say it. People are like, "Oh, this celebrity looks good." Well, they have fucking money, and they probably do Botox, so like, it's not insane for them to look good for this long. People are like, Keanu Reeves looks really good for his age. Well, yeah, he has fucking money. Would you fight John Travolta? No. John Travolta looks like he could kick my ass, and he's in better shape. Okay. I hate seeing like New America like .org. He would just headbutt you. That's true. Who's the other one that would headbutt? Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal. That's another one. He's got to be bald. Is that real hair, guys? It can't be. He's got to be bald by default, guys. Steven Seagal can't be really have this much hair. I just don't like Steven Seagal. I'm looking for any reason just get him bald. I would say bald villains. I would say Steven Seagal. Bald in spirit. Dr. Evil? We already have Dr. Evil. Mini-Me? Yeah, Mini-Me. I mean, Mini-Me is Dr. Evil. He's Dr. Evil in mini form. $1 billion. True. GG's, brother.
it's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Some records are made by committee, meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is how to say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. You have, the record company pushing the narrative. Some social engineering going on here to make sure those credits stay forward.
Boom! There it is. Another conspiracy. Proven true. And Vilmar's just now figuring the...
I mean, Bill Maher's a fucking retard, so I don't know if I would take his advice. You could show your testicles on YouTube.live and he would believe it. It's a conspiracy. That's the problem. Let's see if we can see the industry plan, so. Wow, UFC industry plans. That's kind of crazy.
Nou, ik doe mijn best. Ik kies voor volkoren, voldoende fruit en groenten natuurlijk. Maar zelfs dan is het lastig om elke dag voldoende vezels binnen te krijgen. Nieuw, optimaal vezels. Voor een dagelijkse portie extra
Damn this milk commercial.
vezels. Optimaal, smaakt lekker, voelt goed.
I have no idea what these fuckers are saying.
UFC has always had favorites. Fighters who get fast-tracked titles, protected from bad matchups.
I would say that Brock Lesnar wasn't an industry plant, but he definitely got pushed higher, even though he was not a good fighter. Hence why he didn't last that long.
Needed opportunities they never earned. And then there's the opposite. The ones who had to claw their way through fights just to get a shot. So this is every level of UFC industry split, from the fighters who got completely denied to the ones whose entire careers were engineered from day one. Level 1 is for fighters who got the complete opposite of favoritism. They had to fight tooth and nail for every opportunity, put together insane winning streaks, and still got passed over. Tony Ferguson is the poster child for this level. He went on a 12-fight win streak and still didn't get a title shot. The guy beat everyone, finished guys like Edson Barboza and Kevin Lee, and even won an interim title to set up what should have been an amazing fight with Khabib.
It's a phenomenal fight. Because Tony is a savage, and Tony fights very well off of his back. He is a seriously...
What's up, brother? See, guys, Joe Rogan's bald. Villain? I think so.
You can't sleep on him. He's durable as fuck. He can knock you out. He never gets tired. And he's as game as they come.
But the Habib fight kept falling through. Not once, not twice, but 5 separate times. First, Habib pulled out with a rib injury, so they rebooked it. Then Tony had to withdraw after doctors found fluid and blood in his lungs, and competing could have literally been fatal. The third attempt was March 2017 for the interim title at UFC 209, but Habib was hospitalized because of his crazy weight cut. Finally, on the fourth attempt, it looked like everything was gonna go ahead fine, until Tony tore his knee tripping on a cable during media day.
Well, I have breaking news for you, but it's not good breaking news. So, UFC 223 was supposed to be headlined by Habib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson. This is the 4th time the UFC has tried to put this fight together. Here is the bad news. It's not happening.
There has to be a reason, too. There's actually a good video out there where it talks about how the NBA is like how the NBA is rigged, and the NFL is super rigged. The NFL is rigged because the more you lose, the higher chance you have. I don't like sports. I don't watch sports. But it's interesting me to see how rigged it is because of money. This is not a good thing for society, in my opinion. But because so much money is on the line for these sports teams, sometimes they operate at a loss, especially like gamer teams. There's a push to make it profitable. Not a good thing, but just saying.
Everything up. Habib got stuck in Russia due to travel restrictions and couldn't leave the country. Tony fought Justin Gaethje for the interim title instead and lost. And Habib retired the following year, so Ferguson never got a shot at the real belt. He went on an 8-fight losing streak before the UFC cut him. Max Holloway is another guy who took the long road. He lost to Conor McGregor in 2013, then had to win 9 straight fights before getting an interim title shot. But Charles Oliveira took the longest road of all. He made his UFC debut at 20 years old, then fought 28 times before finally winning the title at age 31. That's over a decade of grind.
I mean, we know boxing is rigged.
And even after all that, he got stripped off the belt when he came in 0.5 pounds heavy for his fight at UFC 274.
That's so
For a
retarded.
title fight, you need to be on the dot or under, right? You can't be 0.1.
By the way, what a loser to have a sticker that says Metropolitan Police. It's just kind of gay.
Over 0.2 over 0.3 over. Can't happen. So he weighs in 55.5 after the hour allowance. And as a result, he is stripped.
And that's gay. Just a 0.5 difference. I understand there's a lot of people in... I don't watch sports, but I'm aware of sports. Like, I'm aware. 2 pounds is a massive difference. 2 pounds of hitting you extra is a massive difference. 200 pounds versus 300 pounds in a fight could be a game changer. It's just math. People like to act like, oh, size doesn't matter. Well, that's why fucking professional sports has weight divisions. Fucking retard.
Was, when the fight starts, he's stripped on the spot, right? And so the belt was up for grabs for Gaethje. It was not up for grabs for him. This has never happened before.
Voldoende vezels? Nou, ik doe mijn best. Ik kies voor volkoren, voldoende fruit en groenten natuurlijk. Maar zelfs dan is het lastig om elke dag voldoende vezels binnen te krijgen. Nieuw, optimaal vezels. Voor een dagelijkse portie extra vezels. Optimaal, smaakt lekker, voelt goed.
Damn, it's a lot of the same fucking ad.
And if you're down to his level from anywhere. Just look at Arman Sarukian. He lost his first fight to Islam Makhachev back in 2019, but then went on a tear, going 8-1 before beating Charles Oliveira at UFC 300. That earned him a title shot against Islam, but one day before weigh-ins, Arman pulled out with a back injury, and Dana was pissed.
He knows what's going on. I don't give a shit what everybody else says. Yeah.
Dana's mad because he can't make money. Dana White is like, not to be weird, he's like the Jewish person on the planet. He's like literally sucking balls for money.
He knows what's going on, and he's got to work his way back to that title shot.
He said Arman would have to work his way back to a title shot and wasn't getting another opportunity just because of his ranking. Even after beating Dan Hooker, it still wasn't enough. Level 2 is for fighters who have proven they're good, but still get no respect. Sometimes they may even get fed to the wolves, just so it...
Oh, it's just 20 minutes?
Voldoende vezels? Nou, ik doe mijn best. Ik kies voor volkoren, voldoende fruit en groenten natuurlijk. Maar zelfs dan is het lastig om elke dag voldoende vezels binnen te krijgen. Nieuw, optimaal vezels. Voor een dagelijkse portie extra vezels. Optimaal, smaakt lekker, voelt goed. This is electric. Is good possibly the best thing ever?
Now that you're here, it can officially begin.
You race, I race.
Card
This is
sponsors
AIDS.
the controversy. He ran with it so far that it even lost him friends for real. Or any wrestling.
Voldoende vezels? Nou, ik doe mijn best. Ik kies voor volkoren, voldoende fruit en groenten natuurlijk. Maar zelfs dan is het lastig om elke dag voldoende vezels binnen te krijgen. Nieuw, optimaal vezels. Voor een dagelijkse portie extra vezels. Optimaal, smaakt lekker, voelt goed.
Damn! These fuckers be giving me milk and like Asian femboys. It was like the worst iPhone on the planet.
Wrestlers. And you can see why, because for a moment it looked like Mendez was going to win with that guillotine, but Connor pulled it out of the bag. And when he and Aldo did fight, he had that awesome 13-second knockout.
Damn.
Voldoende vezels?
I can't watch this without an ad blocker. I'm hurting. Industry plan.
Feel bad she's so hard panty.
I hate this guy, by the way. He's the laziest type of creator. And I mean that with the bottom of my heart. Pointing at a video. You obviously can't see. Pointing at a video. And making a text list is the laziest form of content next to what I'm doing. What I'm doing might be a step below. But this is depressing. Zero effort. I would say even you're stealing musicians' work because all you're doing is pointing. And this guy's fucking bald. Another reason. My content's pretty lazy. But this is lazier. He's bald and it's fucking lazier. Sorry, I didn't see the message. No, it's okay. All this dude, to look for any time. This fucker just points at. Watch. We'll watch. Point. We'll prove a point. Lazy content. Ice Spice is 100%. Ice Spice is 100% industry plan. I don't even think he's listening to the music. He's just like, I'm gonna react. My balls. Yeah, we're putting him on the bald list. What the fuck's this guy's name? Jeremiah. We're gonna call him JJ. Bald villains, definitely. JJ. He's on the list. You're on the list. What's the meme? The list meme. I wouldn't say Kid Laroi is an industry plant. He probably just had money. You can have money and not be an industry plant. You just have so much money that you can make mistakes along the way to become an artist.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I want you to be happier. I want you to be happier.
I wouldn't say Marshmello is an industry plant. Nobody even knows what Marshmello fucking looks like. Wouldn't you not care if you were an industry plant? If you, the guy just makes like fucking generic top 10 music. Jack Harlow, probably industry plant. That's probably true. I've never heard any song beyond that. How does people like Jared Lazy Cuck, Jeremiah, how do they even make money? They should be copyright strike sued into the ground. It's not even like he's doing transformative content. He's just sharing their song and being like, "It did the industry plant." Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing transformative about what he does besides you guys can't even see what I'm doing with my hands. I must be Italian or something. He's doing nothing besides a dotted list and are they an industry plant? You know what I mean? And fucking playing their music. Beyond the lazy part, how are you not hit with like constant fucking lawsuits? Saying Cardi B is an industry plant is kind of crazy. Cardi B is, I mean, her music's peak. She just makes music for the hoes. That's kind of peak. Billie Eilish, 100% industry plant. Her dad and like her mom were both worked in the music industry, like they knew people, and she's rich. But I hate the rich people. That's the part that I hate. I hate the rich people, and then they're rich. Lil Nas has to be a fucking industry plant because his music sucks and he's still relevant somehow. He made one good song, and they're like, Jack Harlow and Lil Nas definitely. I think Post Malone is a industry plant.
Have you ever wondered what?
Like he's like smiling too. Like this fucking loser's smiling too.
She a baddie, she show her panty. And she shake it like jelly.
He's like, guys, I sat in my room and in front of my laptop.
You ever wonder where this whole industry plant term came from in music? You see it all the time whenever a new artist starts blowing up. A ton of people start flooding their comment section, calling them a plant, but obviously they're not talking about an actual plant, so what is it? Industry plant's an artist that signed with a record label early enough in their career that label can then portray their story really any way that they want. And a lot of people get mad at this.
I hate this type of content too because it's like you're cutting it up in a way that makes it look like you're like, I just don't know, like it's just very TikTok-y and it's kind of gay.
They feel like they're being lied to. True, because a good chunk of them have wealthy families and connections that help them get a bigger.
Like Billie Eilish is one of them. She's definitely an industry plant. She's definitely had connections and money. Her Miley Cyrus did too. It's not their fault that. Look, it's not their fault that their parents had connections, but it is their fault when they're like, I hate money and capitalism, and then they have like $1 million mansion. You didn't have to have $1 million mansion, by the way.
Music career. I bet by now you're probably wondering, well, if they get all this hate, then like, what's the point, right? At the end of the day, it's really just a branding strategy to paint that artist in a certain way to make them more marketable to their target audience.
Yeah.
Because if half the new artists that came out every year had the same exact brand, then how would they stand out from each other? Have you ever wondered where this?
No, they do sound. They have the exact same brand. They do sound like a fucking bunch of NPCs.
Yeah. Tell me what a plant is. What's an industry plant?
It's basically
Good, we know.
Industry plan really a thing. It's the content. Somebody got some industry plan. That exact genre is the most industry plans. It's about like influence and mind control.
Kanye West is right about this, even though he's an industry plan himself.
And then he gonna mention my daughter's name a week later. Don't mention my daughter's name and then you dissing what's paying a $200,000 a month child support. It be that kind of. I'm like, I don't make God happy. Our industry plans really a thing.
Actually, I think also the people that stand on a street corner and ask like really stupid questions, I think those people are like meant to feed the algorithm. That's kind of like the problem with like TikTok and like YouTube Shorts and like Instagram is just it's filled with a bunch of like fucking cucks for the industry. T Grizzly did get out of prison, but yeah, he probably is. I mean, he has like a huge ass fucking. You'll never know, honestly. Oh my god, yeah, big XTA the plug, big X the plug. Definitely a fucking industry plant, 100%. This is Industry Plant 101. This motherfucker came out of nowhere.
Net zo lekker, maar beter voor mijn budget. Maar thuis breken we ook energie.
What's it like to be German, guys? How do they survive without capitalism?
Die windmolen levert dezelfde stroom.
Why does their yard look like that?
Iedereen rekent een andere prijs. Dat gaat er bij mij niet eens.
Standaard scherpe energietarieven en tot
Yeah, but that looks like an apartment.
€400 cashback.
Yeah, those sticks wouldn't hold up, so I'm kind of like this is fake. And I guarantee if you actually played like a horn section inside of a supermarket, everyone would hate you. Even though his personal interactivity is all for marketing. That's a good one. That's a good one to even think about. Like, I didn't even think about that. I know of him, but I don't know how the fuck I know of him. I don't even know how I know his name, but I do because I know this song. The Largest, it's like popular as fuck. And I'm like, where'd he come from? Never heard of him. Never heard of him. We'll look into Big X. The industry plant discussion is interesting. So Beyonce is one. Actually, if you want to look into a very deep lore, Beyonce is one of them. There is a theory that Beyonce kind of like owns the Grammys. Like if you speak ill of her, the Grammys won't happen for you. Beyonce is probably the interesting one. Her parents, quite literally, were both in the industry. But look at this shit. I've always wanted a maid that looks like they don't even know how to cut the grass. Why would you hire someone that doesn't know how to shear the hedges, man?
Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest.
I've never heard of this man before this song. Ever. I've never heard people that have discussed him. I've never heard of people, they're like when you're in the rap community, you're like, oh yeah, Waka Flocka, Bobby Shmurda, people that make a really good relevant song and they stay relevant. Even Bobby Shmurda, one song fucking made him rememberable. I've never heard anyone like, hey guys, do you want to put on Big X The Plug? How would you like to listen to him? Never once in my entire life. That doesn't mean he's an industry plant based off my experience, but I feel like this experience is universal. Like A$AP Rocky, everyone knows him. That Mexican OT. But how do some of these fuckers have how do you have 49 million views? Nah, Beyonce started with Destiny's Child. No, I'm about to blow Evil Dojo's mind. Beyonce's parents were in the industry. I wish, where is he? I'm going to have to go through some messages. We need someone here. We talked about industry plans a while back. I'm so bad with names. I can't find him, but there's a chatter and enjoy. No. Industry plant does not mean nepo berry. Big difference. No, it does. Industry plant is where you get purposely planted in the industry to be successful. Nepo baby would be like, okay, someone not in the music industry pushing for your success. Like Miley Cyrus, industry plant. They are purposely putting Miley Cyrus in the industry because of her connections in order to be successful in the industry, regardless if their music is good or not. Beyonce is one of them. I'm not saying Beyonce has no talent. I'm not saying Beyonce isn't a good person, but when her parents are in the record business and they are pushing for her success to be successful, that is a person who's planted in the industry that they are aforementioned. It would be no difference than someone in the movie industry that gets planted in the movies because, like, if Keanu Reeves and Sasha Grey had a child and they're like, you're going to be in the movies regardless if you like it or not, you are bred to it. Beyonce's parents are Matthew Knowles and Tina Knowles. Matthew Knowles was a sales manager and later managed Destiny's Child, while Tina Knowles is a fashion designer. Miley's also a nepo baby and one of the Mickey Mouse Club come-ups like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake. Yeah, I'm not saying industry plants have zero talent. Industry plants have talent, but to push them into the industry and to take them and have all these connections, you're going to be successful. There's even a theory that Beyonce pretty much controls the Grammys, and there is a theory that, like, if you speak ill of her, you will not win a Grammy. I mean, that is the tinfoil hat moment. I would say nepotism does incline with the industry plant. They're both very close to each other. Obviously, they're different, but they're very close to each other. But like Ice Spice, who the fuck is she? Yeah, Ice Spice is a perfect example of an industry plant. A person. Oh well, you know Beyonce is Lululemon since she is married to Jay-Z. That I am not aware of. So Christina Tina Beyonce Knowles. Beyonce 1954 is an American. God damn, she's 72 years old. That's crazy. Christina Beyonce was born in Texas, the youngest of 7 siblings. Her mother was a seamstress. Her father was a longshoreman. That's crazy. Due to critical error on her birth certificate, her surname is Beyonce is spelled one letter different from that. In 1980, she married Matthew Knowles, a Xerox salesman who would later quit his job to manage Destiny's Child. A paired divorce of November 2011, and shared 2 children, Beyonce and son-in-law. I mean, the Ice Spice popped up overnight. She did. Definitely, Beyonce is definitely. I think Beyonce is an industry plant. Ice Spice did popped up overnight. There's actually a good meme about Ice Spice. Ice Spice is like she's on the top 100. She's everywhere, but I don't know a single song by her. It's crazy she's a billionaire too. I know Beyonce is not one of the ones that is talked about. I mean, low key, I get why Ice Spice is an industry plant. She's hot. That's it. She's hot and she has music. What more do you need? Jack Doll. Her physical image solidified by her blonde hair. She's not afraid to embrace her femininity or inject sense of humor into her work. I can't read this article by Carolina. To be completely honest, she just is a very boring writer. Even like 30 seconds into it. And today's music landscape, like no one starts off a conversation like that, so that's kind of weird. What was it? Not Led Zeppelin. I mean, Led Zeppelin was a cover band. That's another one that's kind of crazy. I'm trying to think of like the metal industry or like rock. Maybe like Breaking Benjamin or something. They gotta be industry plants, right? The fuck that is. There's got to be some more ones out there that are like crazy. I'm going to look for a list of industry plants, but what most importantly, guys, is you should look for your inner self and the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is what make sure that people know that I am super cool and based and a real person. And I hope that you guys also comment below, who do you think an industry plant is? Mom grew up down the road from Leonard Skinner. She also got to hang out near the Grateful Dead. Oh, for sure. I mean, there's definitely like people out there that are like good at their job and like, but there's got, comment below on the video, who's your favorite industry plant, or who do you think is an industry plant, so that YouTube knows I'm a real person. And most importantly, I have to go to Arkansas to fight Leonard Skinner's bass player so that I know that I can win. Most importantly, I'll see you guys in the next video. I appreciate every single one of you, no matter what.